Also, Ian touched on, he talked about self-assessment, self-learning, right? Quite important, because when people are learning to drive, who's the dominant personality in the car? Instructor. Why? He's got duels, but also he or she is the one that's going to say to that learner, yeah, that was a fantastic driving lesson, that. I think we'll put you in for your driving test. Right? We spoke about it, it's been spoken about earlier, you know, what they're after is a driving test, and they want to impress you. And so, you know, all learning is done generally in a learning environment. And barring one or two learners, then, you know, the vast majority want to impress you. So they will drive how you want them to drive. Does anybody here do Pass Plus or any post-test training of any sort? Have you noticed any difference? When they've passed the test 2 weeks ago, you go and pick them up for a drive, you know, for the first Pass Plus, and you think, I didn't teach them to drive like this. Yeah? Does it happen here? Yeah? Fantastic. Why do they do that?
Because they don't have impression. Their initial focus was just passing the test, so it's behind them. They've done that.
That's right. Then they learn to drive, because that's what the dad says. You'll learn to drive when you've passed your test. Okay? It's not always the case. But yes, they're not trying to impress you anymore. And what happens is the personality takes over. Right? So their personality will generally influence, as Ian spoke about, the decisions that they make, and their decisions will be based on, you know, do I look cool driving this? Am I going to impress the ladies? You know, am I going to impress the gents? Like this. See them getting in car. I know I've taken them before on Pass Plus, and they get in car. Suddenly, seats push right back, seat backs right back. You can just see this peak of a baseball hat peering across top of her steering wheel. Does that happen around here as well? And then mute stereo on, and doors bouncing like that. Yeah? Didn't teach them to drive like that, did we? But the thing is, I know it's a roundabout way, but the thing is, who is going to teach them when they've actually passed? Who is going to teach them anymore when they've passed? It's themselves. So they need to develop key self-learning. They need to learn from the mistakes, or learn from good experience as well. Okay. And what we've got here is an example of self-learning assessment. All right? And as you can see, top left-hand side, how good are you at learning from your own mistakes? Ian touched on it with National Driver Improvement Scheme. And the thing is, generally, we're not very good at learning from his mistakes. You know, that's why the National Driver Improvement Scheme was put in place, because it was found that people would have a crash, and then within 3 years, they'd have another crash, exactly the same. Does that tell you they've learned from the mistake? No, it doesn't. But the thing is, they didn't know what they were doing wrong, because they've been doing it, like Ian said, you know, they've been driving 3 feet off the bumper of that car for the last 20 years, and nothing's ever happened before. Okay? It only happens because something did happen that particular time. So they need to be able to learn this self-learning. So the aim of this assessment is to help you to develop self-evaluation and learning skills that will assist you to learn quickly from your own error and from when you have really done it right. Because we learn, if we know we've done it right, we'll learn from that as well. If we don't know we're doing it right, we don't. Okay? So, let's have a look then. Watch this clip. Absolutely, especially if I'd been in passenger seat, my learning, yeah. But yeah, what's it told us? Or what again? What has the pupil, or what may the pupil learn from that? Pardon? Well, possibly that's what we would hope they're going to learn from that. But the thing is, what happened?
Got away with it.
Got away with it. Fantastic. So that means next time I can do the same again, and I'll do it again. Okay? So, that's the video clip. Then, if it works, which it's not going to, oh, fantastic. Based on that video clip, and what you've just seen, how would you rate your performance, or how would the learner rate, their performance, in terms of anticipation? 1 being poor, to 5 being good. How would they rate the speed on approach? 1 being poor, to 5 being good. How would they rate the position on approach? Again, 1 being poor, 5 being good. And by them doing that, by themselves, okay, they may all think, I'm not daft, click 5 for a ball. It's fantastic. But they know, don't matter what they click, it's what you're getting them to think about. Right? So, self-assessment modules like these, or assessment modules like these, are quite good to use, because it gets them thinking, regardless of what the score is, it gets them thinking. They know whether they've done it right or wrong, whether they've done it well or not. Okay. And then what happens is, for each click that they get, they'll get scored on a traffic light system. Red lights would tell them that they're probably not very good, and they might need to do a little bit more work. In fact, one of the phrases that we always put on ours is consult your driving instructor, talk about these results with your driving instructor. Okay. Amber means, yeah, we're okay, 50-50 chance, not brilliant, but certainly scope for improvement. And green, yeah, you got it right this time, great, but you need to carry on doing it this way. Okay, so even the positives, it's reinforcing that positive and getting